And this is what was bringing my attention to the other day when we were in a meeting, and I used Zoom's AI summary setting. I used Zoom's the AI setting where it emails you the summary. Well, it got a lot of things like very inaccurate. Like, it was hilarious and funny how it missed names like we were talking, but that's the thing. It takes your input and spits it right back at you into a summary, into points. It even puts together nice action points of what you need to do following this meeting. But it gets names wrong. It mixes and matches names based on, again, our input. From theconversation.com, this article, when was this created? Of 2019, of January 14th. So things have evolved since then. We're going quicker than ever. But they asked the question, they posed, will talking to AI voice assistants, this is back in 2019, just keep that in mind. I just found first thing that interesting to talk about. Will talking to AI voice assistants re-engineer our human conversations? Reading about this a little bit. When you're lost, Siri can be your best friend, but if she can't retrieve the right address from your contacts, she can drive you crazy. And so it is. And this is talking more Siri, that kind of thing, the first real parts of AI. And so it is legion of virtual personal assistants that are entering our lives. From Alexa to Google's Home, people are busy talking to intelligent machines as never before. It's estimated that more than 60% of internet traffic is now generated by machine-to-machine and person-to-machine communication. IT advisory firm Gartner has predicted that by 2020, this was in 2019, keep in mind, by 2020, the average person will be having more conversations with robots than with their partner. Sometimes we don't even know we are doing it. And just as texting changed written communication, talking bots could change the way we communicate with each other. Talk is social. Going on. The late sociologist Deidre Bowden wrote that human sociability is created through talk, and more talk. Talking person to person is not only how we exchange information, but also how we used to carry out many tasks, such as ordering pizzas, booking plane tickets, and confirming meetings. And it's these tasks that we are increasingly subcontracting to robots. When we communicate face-to-face, there is an expectation of mutual attentiveness, but these norms could be wholly deconstructed if we were to have the majority of our conversation with non-humans. So, skipping past remembering the manners, going into this section, tech companies are already trying to head off this problem. After fielding concerns from parents, Amazon created a politeness mode for its Echo devices and gently reminds its users to say please. And some chatbots are being developed to go even further and mimic human emotion. For example, clinical psychologist Allison Darcy built a talking bot to help people with depression and anxiety. Delightfully named Wobot spoke to 50,000 people in its first week of deployment, more than a human psychologist could speak to in a lifetime. In a study with 70 young adults, they found that 2 weeks interacting with the bot, the test subjects had lower incidences of depression and anxiety. And we're impressed and even touched by the software's attentiveness. Glitches, with any tech, there's glitches, there's bugs, there's confusion, there's mess ups. There's gonna be stuff that happens with technology, like anything else. There's gonna be stuff that happens with it. And to date, the answer to the glitches, misunderstandings, when scientist Alan Turing designed an experiment to answer one of science's most enduring questions, is it possible to create a robot that could be mistaken for a human? To date, the answer is still no. AI is all around us. They go on. This last part of this, and then I'll close on this subject here. Even though we might be having less of them, human conversations aren't going to decrease in significance anytime soon. Nevertheless, The ubiquity of the smartphone has essentially liquefied our social world, which almost always includes a level of digital engagement with others outside the immediate social context. This has created a complex, contradictory mix of being present with others even when they're not physically there. AI is not about the future. Our lives are always saturated in it. Chatbots, softbots, virtual personal assistants, and becoming an integral part of our daily lives. So, even if we are not always aware of their role, if talking to chatbots and virtual personal assistants become the new normal, we should be aware of the ways they could change how we talk to each other and how we relate to ourselves. One thing is certain, AI is having a profound impact on what it means to be human. The other day, like when we were having this meeting like last week, I opted to, because we had someone that had to miss a meeting, so let's use AI to build a summary so we can quickly catch them up with notes that it came back to me and was like, it got the general gist of our meeting, like what we talked about, but names. We mentioned a name is like, that's not what the role of that person was, but again, it's how we communicate and speaking into these microphones, speaking to the camera, how we communicate. That's what AI has to receive feedback from us. And we need to learn how to communicate better. And it's going to teach us that exactly. If we want to use it more efficiently to improve with AI, using AI, the way we speak has to be clear, concise, know exactly what our message needs to be to get to a point. We need to know what points we need to get across in a timely manner. Just like with anything else, in your Toastmaster, you typically have a 5 to 7 minute speech. You speak to the green light and you start wrapping up. You get 3 to 5 points, and then you wrap up when you get to green in Toastmasters. So getting to the point quickly, but you gotta also start to engage and generate interest. You gotta engage an audience. You gotta know what the audience wants to hear. You gotta do all that in a short amount of time. And then that being said, it's got to be clear and concise, and the message has to be received. You want to know what you want to leave the audience with, so you always gotta know your message, kind of thing. You gotta know your message, and that's with that. I'll leave that there. Go and catch up on another meeting here. That same meeting I just mentioned, I'm gonna get into another meeting here shortly. But to catch up, I'm gonna be using those notes I just said in this to help with the catch up meeting. So leave it there with the AI, good little AI talk on communicating to AI and how AI communicating with it is going to help us be better communicators, speakers, leaders, anything you can think of, whatever you're doing out there in the world today, AI is there to make us better. So anyone's right now feeling threatened by AI, I wouldn't right now, because we still got to get better. I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching this video.